Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
Yashodanandana Brajajana Ranjana Yamuna Dhiravanachari Yamuna Dhiravanachari Jai Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Gopijana Vallabha Girivaradhari
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 Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva
Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva Jaya Gurudeva
Jaya Prabhupada 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 Jaya Prabhupada
Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada
Nitai Gaur Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Nitai Gaur Hari Bol
Jai Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol
Prabhupada 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 Prabhupada
Prabhupada Prabhupada
Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Jaya Jaya Gurudev 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 Jaya Jaya Gurudev
Radha Shyam Sundar.
Jai.
Radha Nilmali.
Jai.
Gaur Nidai.
Jai.
Prabhupada.
Jai.
Jai. Jai. Gaur Hari.
Hare Krishna. So, I'm not qualified at all to speak in front of all of you. Please give me your blessings and pray that I don't offend you in any way in the course of discussion. What is a plan? Could anyone tell me what is a plan? What is a plan?
Plan.
Yeah.
Give me a plan.
What is in a general definition of a plan?
Plan.
Deciding something.
Decide.
Then, what is the success rate of a plan, and who decides if it's successful or not? Krishna. Okay. See, doctors always say, we have done our best, we leave the rest to God. Actually, the truth is, they have done the rest, but the best to make the patient survive or not is upon God. So even a blade of glass cannot move without Krishna's will. So we make extensive plans. This is New Year, we'll do this, we'll do that. But we have the so-called New Year resolution we make every year. How many of us are able to succeed and follow it till the end of the year, till the last day of the next year? It's only if Krishna's mercy is there we can do it. So the best example of a plan swallowing and being a flop is the Titanic. The RMS Titanic was claimed when it was made, the engineers claimed that it was a sink that even God cannot sink. It was a ship that even God cannot sink. So there are some facts about the Titanic I have before you. It was $7.5 million cost at the time of its building. It had 10,000 lamps and bulbs in it totally. It was 269.1 meters in length. And it could carry up to 3,547 passengers. 64 were the number of lifeboats in the Titanic equipped to carry. 160 were the minutes it took for the Titanic to sink in after hitting the iceberg. So when God is the builder, we don't have to worry that He's not going to give one hand or one leg. A baby comes as God's engineer is perfectly built. But when we build something, there's always, even this great unsinkable ship was destroyed by a mere lump of ice that was made by Krishna again. So even in our Puranas, we have many examples of people who defy God, and for example, Hiranyakashipu or Hiranyaks, who challenged God, but in the end they were destroyed by Krishna. So I would like to look into this verse in Srimad Bhagavatam 1:9-16. But before that we can do the Dhyana Shloka. Om Ajnana-Nandasya Jnana-Shalakaya Chakshurumritam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Karamayam Dadati Sarvadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Guravatam Shri Guru Vaishnavansya Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sarvanarunatam Dam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padam Sarvanarunatam Shri Vishalam Vidamsya He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Kandrachana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vanchakalpatarubhasya Kripa Sindhuvaya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudire Nashtaprayeshu Bhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttamam Shloke Bhakti Bhavati Neshtaki.
Before reciting this Srimad Bhagavatam,
It is
the very means of conquest. One should offer respectful obeisances to the personality of Godhead, Narayana, and to Narayana Rishi, the supermost human being, and to Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. By regular attendance in the classes of Bhagavatam, and by rendering service to the pure devotees, all that is troublesome to the heart, is almost completely destroyed, and loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
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 Na
Na
hi
hi
asya
asya
karyachit
karyachit
rajan
rajan
na yasya karyachit rajan
nayasya karyachit rajan
na yasya karyachit rajan
nayasya karyachit rajan
na yasya karyachit rajan
nayasya karyachit rajan
Puman
Puman
Veda
Veda
Viditsitam
Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Nayasya Karyachit Rajan
Nayasya karyachit rajan
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Yad
Yad
Vijijñasaya
Vijignasaya
Yukta
Yukta
Yad Vijijñasaya Yukta
Yad Vijignasaya Yukta
Nayasya Karyachit Rajan
Nayasya karyachit rajan
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Nayat Yad Vijijñasaya Yukta
Yad Vijignasaya Yukta
Muhyanti
Muhyanti
Kavayo
Kavayo
Bihi
Pihi
Nayasya Karyachit Rajan
Nayasya karyachit rajan
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Yad Vijijñasaya Yukta
Yad Vijignasaya Yukta
Muhyanti Kavayo Bihi
Muhyanti Kavayo Pihi
Muhyanti Kavayo Bihi
Muhyanti Kavayo Pihi
Nayasya Karyachit Rajan
Nayasya karyachit rajan
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Yad Vijijñasaya Yukta
Yad Vijignasaya Yukta
Muhyanti Kavayo Bihi
Muhyanti Kavayo Pihi
Nayasya Karyachit Rajan
Nayasya karyachit rajan
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Puman Veda Viditsitam
Yad Vijijñasaya Yukta
Yad Vijignasaya Yukta
Muhyanti Kavayo Bihi
Muhyanti Kavayo Pihi
Certainly.
Asya is karyachit whatsoever rajan okay Puman anyone Veda knows Viditsitam
plan.
Yad which Vijignasaya
With exhaustive inquiries.
with exhaustive inquiries
Yukta,
Yukta
being engaged.
being engaged
Muhyanti,
Muhyanti
bewildered.
Kavya
Great philosophers.
great philosophers Api even he surrounded
Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai.
O King,
O King,
no one can know
no one can know
the plan of the Lord
the plan of the Lord
Shri Krishna.
Sri Krishna.
Even though
Even though
great philosophers
great philosophers
inquire
inquire
exhaustively,
exhaustively,
they are bewildered.
they are bewildered.
Purport by
Purport.
The bewilderment of Maharaja Yudhishthira over his past sinful acts and the resultant sufferings, etc., is completely negated by the great authority Bhishma, one of the 12 authorized persons. Bhishma, who wanted to impress upon Maharaja Yudhishthira that since time immemorial no one, including such demigods as Shiva and Brahma, could ascertain the real plan of the Lord. So what can we understand about it? It is useless also to inquire about it. Even the exhaustive philosophical inquiries of sages cannot ascertain the plan of the Lord. The best policy is to simply to abide by the orders of the Lord without argument. The sufferings of the Pandavas were never due to their past deeds. The Lord has to execute the plan of establishing the kingdom of virtue, and therefore his own devotees suffered temporarily in order to establish the conquest of virtue. Bhishma Deva was certainly satisfied by seeing the triumph of virtue, and he was glad to see King Yudhishthira on the throne, although he himself fought against him. Even a great fighter like Bhishma could not win the battle of Kurukshetra, because the Lord wanted to show that vice cannot conquer virtue, regardless of who tries to execute it. Bhishma Deva was a great devotee of the Lord, but he chose to fight against the Pandavas by the will of the Lord, because the Lord wanted to show that a fighter like Bhishma cannot win on the wrong side.
Nayasya karichitrajan Uman Veda Viditsitam Yadvijignasaya Yukta Yanti Kavayopihi
Nayasya karichitrajan
Kuman Veda Viditsitam Yadvidisnasaya Yukta Yanti Kavayopihi
Nayasya karichitrajan Uman Veda Viditsitam
Muyanti Kavayopihi
Yasya Karichidrajan Man Veda Viditsitam Tadvijigyasaya Yukta Muyanti Kavayopihi
Nayasya karachitrajan
Uman Veda Viditsitam Yadvijigyasaya Yukta Muyanti Kavayopihi
Nahi asya
Nayasya karichitrajan
Next.
Uman Veda Viditsitam Yadvijigyasaya Muyanti Kavayopihi
Nahi asya
Nayasya karichitrajan
Uman Veda Viditsitam Yadvignasya Yukta Muhyanti Kavayopihi
Nayasya karichitrajan Uman Veda Viditsitam Yadvijigyasaya Yukta Muyanti Kavayopihi
Nimai? Sudevi, you have to read today. You are scared today.
Sudevi.
Okay.
So, in the purport, it is said that the suffering of the Pandavas was never due to their past deeds, So the Lord has had to execute the plan, establishing the kingdom of virtue, and therefore his own devotees suffer temporarily in order to establish the conquest. So pure devotees of Krishna, their life is not determined by their karma or anything. It is Krishna's plan, and they are just a tool to execute Krishna's plan. In the purport again from the beginning, I shall say, the bewilderment of Maharaj Yudhishthir over his past sinful activities and the resultant suffering, etc., is completely negated by the great authority Bhishma, one of the 12 Mahajans. Bhishma wanted to impress upon Maharaja Yudhishthir that since time immemorial, no one, including such demigods as Shiva and Brahma, could ascertain the real plan of the Lord. So what can we understand about it? So Krishna's plan cannot be understood by us. To explain this, there is a story Dev Prabhu often tells. In Dwarka, there was this sweeper in the Rukmini Dwarkadish temple. So he used to wonder that Rukmini Dwarkadish is standing like this all day long, and he might be getting tired that everyone's coming, giving their boring prayers, and he might be getting tired. Why not I give him a break? So to fulfill this desire, Rukmini Dwarkadish said, the next day, you stand instead of me, but he warned him that no matter what happens, just do not talk anything and be a deity and just be still. So the sweeper agreed to this, and the next day, as planned, he took the place of Rukmini Dwarkadish and he stood in the altar. So that time, there was a rich man, a rich miser actually, who had come to take darshan. He had a wallet full of 50,000 rupees, but from that he put only 5 rupees in the donation box and did pranam. But somehow by Krishna's plan, he left his wallet in the donation box itself. After a while, a poor peasant came. He was in need of money and he needed financial support. So when he did pranam and he got up, he saw in the donation box there was a wallet full of money. So upon seeing this, he took this as Krishna's prasadam and he took it and went. And after a while, a sailor had come. The sailor was going for a voyage, and in this voyage he had to go, so he just comes, he takes darshan of the Lord. When he does pranam, at that time this miser had left his wallet. He realized his wallet is left in the altar. So he walks in, and as soon as he walks in, he sees the sailor is taking darshan of the Lord. And at the same time, his wallet is missing. So he automatically assumed that the sailor has taken his wallet, and he calls the police and gets him arrested. Seeing this injustice, the sweeper who was impersonating Dwarkadish, he couldn't keep quiet. He spoke. It was as if the deity spoke up to everyone. He spoke, saying, "It is not the sailor who has taken the wallet, but it's the peasant over there. Go and arrest him." So according to Krishna's instruction, the so-called Krishna's instruction, he goes and he takes the police arrest the poor peasant, and the sailor is set free, and he goes on his voyage. In the end of the day, the sweeper goes to Dwarkadish and said, "Today I did a great deed. I saved a poor boy. I saved a innocent man from going to jail." So Krishna told, "You fool! That was not my plan at all." He said that this poor peasant wanted money. This rich fellow who left his wallet was a miser, and he earned all his money through illegal means. So I wanted his money to go to this poor man. On the other hand, the sailor who was arrested was supposed to go on a voyage, and the ship was going to drown. So I wanted to save him by letting him be in jail instead. So then this servant realized, oh my God, he did such a big blunder. And so the lesson to be learned is that Lord knows what is best for us. We are within our limited minds. We cannot see the plan of Krishna at all. We cannot deduce the plan of Krishna. So there's another story in the same context. There were two brothers, Ram and Sham. In a village they lived together and they had a business. For business purposes, they had to go to the next neighboring village. And en route there's this Nrsimhadev temple, but you have to take a slight diversion through a thorny path. So the first day, Ram had to leave earlier because of business reasons. So, Ram was actually a great devotee of the Lord, and Sham was an atheist. So Ram, as he had to leave first, he realized that there's a Nrsimhadev temple in the way. So he goes and he takes that path. As he takes the path, he's doing parikrama, and at that time a thorn pricks his leg. So somehow he bears the pain and he goes to his village and he reaches. the next day, Sham is taking the route, and he knows that there's a temple, but he's an atheist, so he doesn't care. He takes the road which is more traveled, and over there he finds a diamond stone. And when he's really happy, and he goes to the village. When they reach there, they both discuss about their journey. And when they realize that Ram, who was a great devotee of the Lord, he got a thorn in his leg, and Sham was an atheist, he got a diamond. He said, who is lucky now? Sham mocked Ram. So at this time, a great mystic yogi was on the way. So when they saw him, Ram wanted to inquire why did this happen. So they went to the yogi and asked. They told their story, and they asked why did this happen. So the yogi, using his mystic powers, he saw their karma, and he said, Ram, who if he was not a devotee of the Lord, he was supposed to be bitten by a snake that day and die. But instead he just got a single thorn in his leg. Sham, on the other hand, if he was a devotee, he would have got a pot full of diamonds. But because he did not go to Krishna, he got only one diamond. So then the yogi asked, now you tell me who's really lucky. So the laws of karma are inexorable and unfathomable. However, we cannot be sure that pursuing the spiritual, we can be sure of one thing. If you take Krishna's path, only the best will happen for you. You might feel in between that you're getting a lot of misery. People believe, right, you're going to Krishna, matlab, everything is going to go. You go to Krishna, you'll become a miser, you're going to fail in life. But that is not how it is. Everything has a plan behind it, and Krishna's hand is there. So we should only pray to the Lord that we gain full faith in His encouraging words and do not leave the spiritual path. So, yeah, we are all like puppets in the hand of Krishna. Whatever Krishna's plan is, we can only move according to that. Now, a puppet cannot move on its own. The puppet master should move, only then the puppet can move. So Krishna's plan is what is actually running us. In Bhagavad Gita 3.27, Krishna says, the spirit soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are actually carried out by three modes of material nature. The spiritual soul, bewildered by the influence of false ego, thinks himself the doer of activities that are actually carried out by the three modes of material nature. We are like puppets in the hand of Krishna, that's what he says. So we are merely controlled by modes of material nature. So we should not take pride in whatever we do. Whatever good happens is because of Krishna's plan. Whatever bad happens is also according to Krishna's plan. So, the story of Brahma and Indra. Brahmana and Indra. Once there was an old Brahmana. He had a passion for gardening. So he used to. He had a passion for gardening. So he maintained a really beautiful garden with a lot of flowers and all. One day, an old cow strolled into his garden and started eating his flowers. He got angry. The Brahmana got angry, and he took a stick and started beating the cow. And due to its senile, it died. The cow died immediately. And then the word spread that the Brahmana is done Gohatya, he should be punished. Now, in order to defend his own act, he says, it's not I who have killed it, it's my hand that has killed it. And the preceding deity of my hand is Indra. Therefore, it is not me, but Indra who has killed the cow. So he blames Indra, and now everyone's like, oh my god, Indra killed a cow, and the word spread like wildfire. When this news reached Indra's ears, he's like, oh my god, what has happened to me? They are blaming me for something I've not done. So he wanted to get justice. He goes down to the old Brahmana's house, disguised as a young Brahmana. And as he walks into the garden, he starts praising the flowers. Like, this flower is so beautiful, the gardener must have such great skill in his hands, and so on, so on. So this, when the old Brahmana heard this, due to pride, he's like, yeah, I only did this. It's my hands, with my own bare hands, I grew these flowers. So, at that time, Indra took his real form and he said, when it came to taking blame, you blame me. But when it has come for appraisal, that means you have to get appreciated, means, okay, you only did it, not your hands. For this, you said your own hands, but you didn't say that Indra did it. So, that's our typical example of our material nature. When we have to take blame, we'll take blame. We'll not take blame, we'll blame on others. But when we have to be praised, someone else is being praised, you'll get their praise also and put it on our head. So, pride is one really. Pride comes before. we have to Brahmaji prays for this attitude only to be, so that we don't get this attitude of taking pride. Brahmaji prays in 3.9.23. He says, I pray only to engage in his service in the creation of the material world, and I pray that I not be materially affected by my work. For thus I may be able to give up the false prestige of being the creator. Even Brahma is praying to Lord Vishnu that I'm creating so many things, but please give me the strength that I should not get pride that I am the creator. Then we have all heard that pride comes before a fall, right? Pride is omnipresent. Everyone takes pride. Usually you should take pride on your achievements, but nowadays in Kali Yuga we are so fallen. Devaki Prabhu says that if we take pride even in our miseries and sorrows and failures. Once in my class, actually after the first semester exam, I heard two boys. Both of them are failures. One of them tells the other, I failed in 2 subjects. The other one mocks him and says, you failed only in 2 subjects, I failed in all 5 subjects. What is the big deal in failing 2? Fail all 5, even English I have failed. So I just realized this point, that even in our failures we want to take pride. In the English language there is only one letter that is always capital. The letter is I. No matter where you put it, it will always be capital. I. That is to show your pride, your prestige, your honor. And so then once there was this king, he always he asked his minister, what is the daily job of God? Can anyone of you tell what is the daily job of God? God. Okay. So the king asked the minister, what is the daily job of God? Minister said, creation. So king said, creation is over, you rascal. After creation, what does he do? So minister was bewildered. He says, I don't know what God does. The king said, by tomorrow if you don't tell, I'm going to cut your head. Now this minister is in deep trouble. He's worried. He's going on the way home, and a farmer sees him. So this farmer asks, what happened? Why are you so worried, minister? The minister said, the king wants to know what is the daily job of God. If I don't tell him the answer tomorrow, he'll have my head. So the farmer is like, is that all you're so worried about? Very simple, take me to the court tomorrow, I'll tell you. So the minister agrees and he goes home. The next day he wakes up, takes the farmer with him to the court. Over there the king asks, so you have come today, what is the daily job of God? Tell me. He said this farmer knows the answer. So king chastised the farmer. You tell me what is the daily job of God, I'll have your head. So the farmer said, first, actually the king was sitting on a big throne like Vikramaditya style. Step, 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 step. So the farmer told the king, first you get down. So the king's like, okay, he got down. Immediately as soon as he descended, the farmer went and sat on the throne. Now the king got infuriated. He's like, you rascal, you already took my seat. Now tell me what is the answer. So the farmer said, this is the daily job of God. He said, to bring down from the top those who are proud and to uplift those who are humble. This is the daily job of God. So in the purport, the suffering of the Pandavas were never due to their past deeds. The Lord had to execute the plan of establishing the kingdom of virtue, and therefore his own devotees suffered temporarily in order to establish the conquest. Bhishma Deva was certainly satisfied after seeing the triumph of virtue, and he was glad to see Yudhishthira, King Yudhishthira on the throne, although he himself fought against him. Even a great fighter like Bhishma could not win the battle of Kurukshetra because the Lord wanted to show that vice cannot conquer the virtue, regardless of who tries to execute it. Bhishma Deva was a great devotee of the Lord, but he chose to fight against the Pandavas by the will of the Lord because the Lord wanted to show that a fighter like Bhishma cannot win on the wrong side. So, no matter where you are, if you are on the wrong side, you might be even Bhishma Deva, that is, who was considered the most powerful man of the time. So, even he was defeated because Krishna didn't wanted to prove a point. Krishna's plan was vice cannot win over virtue. So he put Bhishma Deva on the other end, he defeated him. Then we have an example of Arjuna after Krishna passed away, or left for the Goloka. After Krishna left for Goloka, Arjuna was given the responsibility to guard his queens. So as he was going from Kurukshetra to Dwaraka, Hastinapur to Dwaraka, he was encountered by a group of coward men, and he was defeated by them. So Arjuna was bewildered. He's like, then he says in 1:15:21, I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrows, the same chariot drawn by the same horses, and I use them as the same Arjuna to whom all kings offer their due respect. But in the absence of Krishna, all of them at a moment's notice have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, accumulating money with a magic wand, or sowing seeds on barren land. So Arjuna was defeated merely by a bunch of coward men when he was actually known as Vijaya, or undefeatable by everyone. He was respected by all the kings. So he was wondering, why did this happen? But Krishna wanted to teach him a lesson in the hard way. If he was defeated by some powerful king, he won't really mind, but he was defeated by a bunch of coward men, and this humiliation gave him this realization that it is not I who has actually been victorious all this while. It is with Krishna's mercy and Krishna's will, Krishna's presence next to him, that he won. So the defeat of the Lord is also as per the plan. The defeat of Arjuna is also as per the plan of Krishna only. So in Bhagavad Gita 7.7, Krishna says that he's Paurusham Rishu, or he's the ability in man. Initially we lack the ability. See, when we are really weak in something, we go to Krishna. I know, Krishna, help me, I don't know how to do this, I want your help. Once you become a bit expert in it, we are like, what Krishna, I can do it on my own. At that point, Krishna will slap you on your face and he'll say, you have come to me. He is the ability in man. So we start believing that we are the doers. This doer mentality remains in us either in gross or at least in certain manner until we are hit by some reverses. Also, many times we forget that if success is sanctioned by Krishna, only we'll have success. So our plan, as Maharaj says, that if our plan is successful, it is going according to Krishna's plan. If it is not successful, again it's going according to Krishna's plan, and he doesn't want you to go that way. So it is not successful. And before and all, we used to boast. We always have the manner of boasting. So Maharaj used to say, back in his days, the rich people used to have heart diseases. So they used to boast that we have heart diseases, this, that. Nowadays, everybody has heart diseases. So now there is nothing to boast. Still people boast that, oh my God, I'm a heart patient, I can't do this, I can't do that. We use that as an excuse and to take some pride. Handicapped people, they'll go, we are handicapped, give us more way. So they take a certain amount of pride in everything. Be it good or bad, they take pride. So this pride should be, this pride should go. So we should all, can we repeat this point, Brahmaji's prayer? One second. Yeah. I pray only to engage in His service, in the creation of the material world, and I pray that I not be materially affected by my works. I pray that I not be materially affected by my works. For thus I may be able to give up the false prestige of being the creator. So if Brahmaji itself is praying, we should all pray this same prayer. Srimad Bhagavatam 3.9.23. I would like to conclude now. Senior duties, please. Take over from here. Shri Prabhupada ki. Shri Gurudev ki.
I think he's a fit preacher. In fact, I'm thinking tomorrow you should take the children's class. I think there is a small Bhagavatam set. I think there is some preaching is there. I think I would like to ask him to take tomorrow. I think we will prepare him for a verse. Labdva Sudarlupam, you know that verse. You know that, so you should take that. So he's really very much amazed that being a restless Krishna Kinkar, he's able to sit in half an hour and 40 minutes. He's able to speak this verse, and he's able to tell those verses, and especially he's taken the Brahma's verse. Is really exemplary. Really, I'm extremely pleased that Maharaj will be extremely pleased if this Vibhu, Aditya, Murli Manohar, all these people should take up this very seriously and do this. And this will give them a protection from the onslaught of material affection. And that will definitely progress them towards Krishna Loka. And not only that, that will ensure that Maharaj's legacy continues forever. And this is very important. That is a speciality of Maharaj, that after 300 years, you should give this legacy to your children. Once you give this legacy and you said, yes, it is Mahavishnu Goswami Maharaj. That's why Maharaj said that, no? Maharaj Samadhi, I don't want any Samadhi. After 100 years, people think it is a Baba. Some Babaji was there. No. Who is this Babaji? We don't know. But therefore, I want all this, Prahlad, Aditya, all these people should read Bhagavatam like this. And in fact, Krishna Kinkar is one of the best noting persons in the case of Maharaj class or anything. He does it very fast in his mobile. Really, I appreciate him. That point has helped him a lot. When he is able to make him to speak like this. Thank you very much. Please continue, Krishna Kinkar. Krishna Kinkar Prabhu ji ki jai.
Prabhupada ki
Jai.
Gurudev ki
Mahavishnu
jai.
Maharaj ki jai.
I want to speak. When I saw Karthik at the age of 4 or 5, when I went to meet him, when Krishna Mataji invited us to the house to have some prasadam, and we went there, and with me, Vikas Prabhu was that Lambu Vikas. And we were sitting, Mataji was preparing some prasadam, and inside she was. Karthik told, you please sit. And we sat down and Karthik put a Vyasasana and started to take the class. And like a style of Santosh who was sitting there. And we also sat down, we started to hear it. And the moment I saw him taking, I really realized that the day, 5 years old, and sitting in front of me and taking a class. So this is really, the inspiration which Maharaj gives us all. Will be some point it has to come, and this is the day the children start to take the class.
Prabhu, what he spoke on the plan, and it was really the plan that we decided that we'll have the children program, and in the absence of Krishna Vatsala, so who is going to speak? Mataji was saying he has exam, this, that. But still, in spite of exams, he really is following the instruction of Maharaj. Maharaj said you have to balance. You have to do your duty, whatever studies you are doing, that also you have to do, and plus this also you have to do. So finding time for this is a big challenge. And how do we cope up with that challenge? How do we really take out the time? That plan is really very well done.
All this credit goes to my parents, they helped me a lot.
Coming to that, see the seed which is there. If you remember Mataji, we had the Ekadasi, one program was there, Bank of Baroda building. He was I think maybe 2 or 3 years old that time. And we had the whole night program, no? Right? Akhanda Sankirtan was there. And very few devotees were awake till the morning. And he was one of them. He was playing kirtan, something like that. Mardanga. He was hardly 2-3 years old, I think, that time. He played Mardanga that day. So the seed which is there, when it will come, because I asked the question to Maharaj once. Maharaj, what should we do? The children take up this one. Maharaj said, do your sadhana, what you are doing it, and don't worry about the children. Leave it to them. Krishna will take care of them. So we are so happy and glad today, the way he has taken Prabhu, because there is no hesitation. There is no hesitation like a normal speaker. Otherwise you get anxiety and hesitation. It's really good. So just keep it up and make the balance what is there, that is important. And whenever you can do, just let us know anything, Mataji.
Use your vacation nicely.
Yes. And Prabhu, as you said, Murli Manohar also has to do it. He did once, I think. No?
Yeah, no, he has never done it.
Never done? No, you have to do. Vibhu, you are the next.
Prabhuji, we have a sequence like Swami told. I think you kept a date every month or every
Yeah, Prabhuji, we can do every month, like it will be very good if we can choose, Prabhuji. I think either first Friday of every month or the last Friday of every month, so that children or Matajis and parents, they know that first Friday of month they come in, so we have to prepare the children.
So will it be difficult for them for every month to have?
Or we can do once in a 2 months.
I think once in 2 months is better, Prabhu.
Let's do, okay, fine, whatever is feasible, no?
It is example taken 3 months.
No, Mataji, let us do once in 2 months. Okay, once in 2 months let us do it, and we'll tell in advance. We plan that way, and we tell in advance so that they get ready for that.
Prabhuji, in advance, no, like suppose now today we have the Mangala Arati, children Mangala Arati. So we will be doing it, say Krishna willing, first week of March.
Yes.
Right?